Um, Obviously, I'm driving, so I'm not gonna be really checking the comments, the live comments. Just wanted to throw out a little chat here on a future video I'll be working on. Basically, it's, does your martial arts style, you know, does it work? Is it useful? Is it a martial art worth practicing? Is it any good? Or is the issue not the martial art style, but is the issue you? So, just to get straight to it, what I really do believe is that every martial art style works. I mean, obviously the movements are very different from style to style, but at the very end, a strike is a strike. If you're to land any blow on anybody, it's going to cause some damage, depending on the practitioner. So the question is, does the weight fall on the martial art, or does it fall on the martial artist? And it's a pretty sensible answer. Is that, yeah, it's all about the martial art. It's all about the fighter. It's all about the combatant. You know, people usually say nowadays, um, a mixed martial artist, a practitioner that does boxing or that does judo, jiu-jitsu, it's more effective because you know they can get you in so many techniques. Their strikes are more powerful. They're more precise. That's very true. But the reason for that is because it's usually practiced at full contact. The bit of a downfall on martial arts styles is that most martial arts schools don't go full force when it comes to practicing it at full contact. Now, obviously, when I say full contact, I mean actually using it for sparring. So what happens is that there's a lot of movements. For example, in kung fu, there's the animal, the crane. One of their movements is a hand movement that's a jab to the eye. It's not something you're going to be commonly practicing with a fellow practitioner. You're not going to want to hurt them. So if you learn that movement, but you never actually train your hands to actually, stab somebody in the eye with it, it's not going to be effective. And that just makes a lot of sense. I mean, why would you want to do that to anybody? So, is it the fault of the martial arts style? No, no. Back then, Kung Fu, for example, was made with animal techniques. And what do most animals do? They fight other animals. So a lot of the movements in Kung Fu are made to fight animals, by animals against animals. So a lot of the hands are very lethal. A tiger is very lethal. A crane beak is very lethal. Um, the leopard's paw. All those movements. A snake jabbing you like in this little part of the throat. It's very lethal. So I know for a fact this day and age, the best way that these movements are shown, it's more in a shadow box sense. In Kung Fu we call them forms. In karate, they're called katas. But you're not necessarily making any contact with anybody. So your fingers are not trained, your hands are not trained to that capacity. Again, why would you train yourself to be that dangerous unless you're gonna go out and fight some animal or So it's a martial arts style that the style itself is great, highly effective. But if it's trained in the correct manner to be effective, it's a lot easier to ball your fist into a punch, into a fist, and strike somebody because it's not as lethal as you think. Yeah, I mean, with the right force and then hitting the right spot, it can be very lethal. Boxers are very lethal, but boxers also know where to hit. They know to aim to your jaw. they rock your jaw, you're done. You would think like, oh, I got punched in the forehead, I'm gonna go down. No, a lot of times it's more in the vulnerable areas. And again, boxers, they train in with contact. Yeah, they'll shadow box. They'll do some focus mitts, but they know that they have to spar. They know that they have to hit moving targets. They train themselves to do so, and they hit punching bags, so they know the weight distribution of a strike. So some might say, well, I guess boxing is a better fighting style than karate or kung fu. Again, it's not about the style; it's about the practitioner. I know for a fact that our martial arts teacher had us practice a variation of kung fu and karate um, against punching bags. But when we would practice with our partners, we would aim the hit while our opponent would do the defense, the block. So we wouldn't actually, I wouldn't actually like stab my partner in the eye. I wouldn't jam my knuckle, you know, into the skull. I wouldn't do that. Of course not. So that's what the punching bag's for. But there's a lot of variation when it comes to a martial arts style. I mean, look at Muay Thai. Muay Thai is probably one of the closest ones you could compare to with boxing, but with the strikes of the legs and the knees, the elbows. So, and those guys are very lethal, but you know, they're constantly hitting punching bags. They're constantly, and when they spar, you know, it's very aggressive. They say most Muay Thai practitioners, you know, the Muay Thai practitioners actually retire in their 20s. It's a lot of strain on their bodies, a lot of strain on their opponents. So it really, no, I do watch YouTube. I do look at the bullshido, the bushido, what they talk about, the fake martial arts, and there are a lot of bogus systems, not styles. There are a lot of bogus concepts out there, you know. But a lot of the martial arts out there that sometimes get a bad name, bad reputation, it's not really because of the martial arts, because of the practitioner. If you send off a martial artist out there, that knows that trains in Krav Maga, but doesn't train in full intention, it's not going to be as effective as somebody who actually is doing it to train themselves in a life or death situation. So a lot of the movements, they're only effective if they're done to hurt your opponent. And if that's not the intention, then they're fairly weak. But now the example with judo jiu-jitsu, a lot of the sparring there, you're hands-on. You have to apply the submission. But there's a difference in weight classes. There's a difference in body mass. Like I'm pretty sure if I were to take down somebody at 150 pounds and apply a submission, it's gonna take. But if I try to do that with somebody with the stature of Arnold Schwarzenegger, it's gonna take a lot more strength from my part to get that submission in. So a lot depends on the practitioner. Is the practitioner strong enough to enforce the movements of the martial art? So in the video that's gonna come soon, it's gonna talk about that. Is it the martial arts style that's bogus, or is it the practitioner? Just something to think about, everybody. So for those of you who stuck around to listen to me, I hope you got something out of this. Again, I will make a video out of it, and I will be posting this live video as well as a preview. Thank you to all my subscribers, anybody who's there that might get some value out of what we're talking about. For those of you who don't know, my channel is mainly to bring awareness to the benefits of martial arts. I myself feel that a lot of the opportunities I've gotten in life, not just in the martial arts, but at my job, at work, in the positions I've had, in the managerial positions that I've gotten, a lot of the success I've had in fundraisers, I've gotten from martial arts. Like right now, you can see I have a Make a Wish right now on my shirt. We're promoting Make a Wish Foundation. And I remember one of my very first fundraisers was raising money for one of those Chinese New Year's dragons for a martial arts school, and I really wanted one. So I made sure to learn how to raise money as much as possible, say what I need to say, pursue the every opportunity I could during that time, and I took that with me for every opportunity I have now at work. So I feel I've gotten a lot of confidence and a lot of leadership skill, a lot of confidence skill, a lot of that fear of approaching another human being was broken due to the martial arts. One thing that a martial artist doesn't think about when they approach somebody is, can this person hurt me? Because we feel we can hold our own, which allows us to now talk with another person, confront another person if needed, speak up towards another individual. So, my channel is really to bring awareness to all the positive aspects of the martial arts. Parents say they're iffy about bringing their kids into the martial arts because they might get aggressive. I'll tell you something. A bully kid is, 5 times more aggressive than a martial artist. I'll tell you that. Not knowing if you're gonna get pushed around that day can make you more aggressive than somebody who's confident in their fighting skill. Anyways, thank you all for listening and have a great day.